Welcome to Twale TV Sports. Tottenham battered. Arsenal down, but not out in my view. And what advice has Richard Keys got for Todd Bowley that might save Chelsea's season? Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome to Twale TV Sports. Well, there's a flurry of activities, but to be honest, I just want to go straight into Arsenal. Okay, this has been the main news until this afternoon when Tottenham got whacked 6-1 by Newcastle. Now, Arsenal, in fact, I wouldn't even say Arsenal, by most people's expectation, are now out of the titleship. You are wrong if you have concluded in that way. In fact, you are probably right because I've listened to some Arsenal fans even throwing in the towel. This is my take. Arsenal have got 6 games to play. They have 6 games to win. Manchester City have got 8 games to play, 8 games to win. Simple. It's still in their hands. So what gives me that slight feeling that we could all get a surprise ending to this, surprise finale to this titleship? Now, if you look at the history of Premier League, okay, this is what is called running in, okay, closing in, last hurdle, whatever phrase you want to use for it. The last few games, especially, is always very edgy, very squeaky, as Sir Alex Ferguson once referred to it, squeaky bum time. This is squeaky bum time, okay? I have my reason for saying it's not over. I've listened to Arsenal fan. I had a discussion with an Arsenal fan today who believe it's over. And I gave him my reason. He told me his reasons. They are quite obvious. Manchester City, their squad, the depth in squad, the talents they have on the bench compared to Arsenal. Okay, incomparable. He was even telling me, the reason we've been conceding these goals lately is because of Saliba. Understandable. You haven't got another Saliba. And Man City, they've got another defender, another top name. If a top name is taken out, they do. You haven't. But this is my take. This is what I told him. I said, Man City they've had this edge over the season. How come they're not dominating the table? Arsenal have been on top of the table since the beginning of the season. There is a reason why. I said it in my previous podcast. You don't lead this league 3/4 of the season by fluke. So that is my take. So what is so special about Arsenal that I believe they can do it? That team spirit, that consistency, that fighting spirit, that physical domination, what they never used to have. I remember them playing their first game with West Ham this season, before the draw they had with West Ham. The first game they played with them, West Ham scored first. And the way Arsenal came back, if you know West Ham, they're a physical team. They're very compact, difficult to beat. That's how David Moyes arranges his team. But the way Arsenal came back, they beat West Ham 3-1, I think, in that game. But it was the way they came back, the physical competition they had with West Ham. I thought, wow, I'm not surprised something is special about this Arsenal team. So they're different to last season. So that's what I told the Arsenal fans. I said, listen, we just have to wait. Don't you think, before I even said it, I was going to say to him, don't you believe Arsenal can go to Etihad and beat City? He goes, yes, I believe they can do it. So why you writing Arsenal off? I'm not saying by all reasonable logic, Arsenal is out of the race. If you have to use that there are 3 draws on the trot. Yes, key player's absence is now affecting them. So you have every reason as a football fan that goes with his emotion or her emotion to assume, okay, they haven't got a chance anymore. But it's not over. Okay, I remember a particular season. I think Manchester City were likely winners. In fact, bookies were paying out that Man City have won the league. Seriously. Bookies were paying out already that Man City have taken the league. I think it must have been a few games left. and they were leading by some, reasonable amount of points. I think about 7 points. And it must be Sir Alex Ferguson's last season. I have to Google that to find out the exact date. And what happened? It's a squeaky bum time. That same Man City that the bookies were paying out on, that they have won the league, it was because of their consistency and their durability and their relentless demolition of teams throughout that season. So it's obvious for the bookies to assume that only 5 games, they can't really mess up. But guess what? They lost that titleship to Sir Alex Ferguson. They first lost the game. Panic began. They drew one. They drew another. My brother, they lost that titleship. Go and check. I'll have to check that story and bring it back to you in my next podcast. So there are similar examples in history that suggest it's not over until it's over. So Arsenal fans, if you're doubting your team, well, that's your problem. I just believe until Arsenal play City on Wednesday, before we can start to, conclude. Even if Wednesday goes either way for either team, there are still some serious games to play in those few games left. City have some serious teams to beat. Anyway, I leave that. That's my view. Arsenal is not out yet until they're out. End of. Tottenham, what happened to you? I can't hear any answer. What happened to Tottenham fans? But now this is not. It's one of those games you want to refer to in history. Now, thank God I witnessed that. Okay, you remember when Liverpool got whacked 5-1 or 5-0 just a couple of seasons ago by Aston Villa? Unexpected. Man U got whacked 7-0 by Liverpool. Unexpected. Another similar game under Thomas Tuchel. Chelsea got whacked 5-0 or 5-1. Allardyce was in charge of West Brom then. So this type of results do happen every now and then. It's just so nice that while we Chelsea fans are suffering, our rivals too are having their own issues that we can laugh at, innit? Tottenham got whacked 6-1. Arsenal drew. They dropped 2 serious points consecutively 3 times. In as much as I would love to have a banter, have a go at Arsenal, I still have my reservation that don't start yet. Don't start yet, because I believe in what Arsenal has been doing all season, and I believe they can still pull it. They can still pull it. If they go to City and beat City, and then, from there, bang, the momentum comes in again and they beat the rest of the teams, end of. Of course, they got difficult games. They're still going to Newcastle. Can you imagine that? Anyway, long story. Now, a very quick one. Richard Keys had an advice for Todd Bowley. This advice I read the comments and I thought, my, oh my. So somebody else out there is thinking like me. Yeah. I said it. Chelsea needs a world-class proven manager that can regulate the madness, put it under control. All those big-time players, all the egos, all the bad results, all the bad games, everything, all in one. Only one person can do it. Richard Key suggested Chelsea should go for Mourinho and use Terry, and take John Terry, as vice manager, deputy coach, whatever you want to call him. I'm not too sure about that, but I know John Terry must have something about him. He's worked with Mourinho all his life. He's done his coaching badges, and yes, maybe, but just bring Mourinho back to Chelsea now, and the whole problem will be solved. I'm telling you, the whole problem will be solved. Most Chelsea fans might not agree to it, but that's my view. Let's catch up again at the next podcast, I beg. Tottenham fans, sorry, it might be don't vex. It comes like that every now and then, yeah? Deal with it. Arsenal, don't worry. It's still in your hands. You can still do it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Twale TV Sports and also to Twale TV Entertainment, our sister channel. We love you. Keep subscribing. Keep following. We're seeing the numbers. We love it. Hasta la vista, baby. Ciao. Twale.